not going to track anything from Sammy Snake today because the show is all about Sammy and his awesome Nova Rally, which is absolutely mind blowing. I think Sammy must owe me at least about £3,000. I've got at least £3,000 of the wax in my wallet that's been devoted to Nova Rally. That's how awesome it is. But what I'd like to announce today is one of the guys I'm really tight with, who is a fantastic Minecraft builder, has built something very metaversal. Very, very metaversal. He is going live on July the 31st at 10 p.m. UTC with what we believe is the Uplift's first live fireworks display.
Wow.
And how we're taking this through into the metaverse is his project is the Temple of Impoverished Lands. Now, the Temple of Impoverished Lands is the first alien world pseudo-religion dedicated to all those lands that have lost their miners. All those lands, alien worlds, that once upon a time and millions of miners upon them, and now lie derelict and abandoned. All those icy deserts, all those grassy wastelands, with no more miners and no more trillium drip feeding to the masses. So the Temple of Impoverished Lands is dedicated to those miners and dedicated to those lands to get the people back. So for the next few days, through the Kona Land Drop project, we're going to be dropping a whole bunch of invitation NFTs to invite people to, and please, those of you who are still doing pen and paper in 2021, write this down. The coordinates of the Temple of Impoverished Lands is in Chicken Car 2445 4383. So Chicken Car 2445 4383, going live on July 31st at 10 p.m. UTC, the first metaversal fireworks display in the Uplift dedicated to the Temple of Impoverished Lands. And that's all I've got to say, gentlemen. Over to you, Sammy.
So now the Uplift, couple breakout things there. Number one, now the Uplift has 2 religions.
Oh,
I'm right with that. The first one's all about gratitude. This is a big cathedral. Maybe you've seen it. But yes. I absolutely, yours is funnier and cooler. I'll just say that out loud. Love the fireworks idea. I think that's brilliant. Have you guys made like a little postcard infographic that has coordinates and time on it? If you haven't, send that to me. We'll throw it up in the socials.
If you check your Telegram messages, Corey, I've sent you all the media links.
You did that this morning? Well,
yeah, and
frickin' A.
Yeah, and also I'll also send it to me. We'll put it up on the blog and we'll push it out because I want to see the Temple of Impoverished Lands on fire, man. That's going to be
good. Yeah. Blog post is entirely warranted. Let's rock and roll.
And the Alien World guys are fully on board with it as well, so that they're going to be supported with their marketing as well. So if you guys got any links that you want to push out for it, they'll retweet you guys, etc., and all make it all metaversal.
Thanks, brother. That's how we roll.
Snakes are allowed as well. And rally drivers are allowed too.
I just want to know. I just want to know if Sammy is part of this Temple of Impoverished Lands. Are you like a priest there or something?
It sounds hilarious. Honestly, it made me laugh so much. This is a great
I kind of
idea.
feel like they're just gonna name you a patron saint whether you like it or not.
Right.
Like, I would.
You're giving away shovels since the early days. I mean,
right?
You like, have to.
Oh, gee.
Saint Shovel. It's already written, isn't it?
Yeah.
St. Patrick chased away the snakes from Ireland, so maybe.
That's great. I love it. Cool. Well, welcome to Media Moguls on Wednesday. We've got 2 Media Moguls in the house today. That's great. So we got Dwayne, obviously, from the Alien Army, and we got Sammy Snake. So we've already heard from Dwayne. Again, feel free to hang out because we're going to learn some cool stuff about Nova Rally. We're happy to have you if you get time, Dwayne. But Sammy Snake, what's going on?
For people that don't know me, I'm Sammy Snake. Started off with a big Alien Worlds community by handing out shovels. I've also been developing my own blockchain game on Wax for a while, which is called Nova Rally, which is a racing game on Wax where you pick a car and 2 characters and you compete to be the best in the galaxy. And we went live with our version of staking, which is called snaking, this week. So you can snake the cars and the characters you earn to earn snake oil, which is the fuel of the game. But then also you can snake selected third-party projects to earn boost tokens. So you can give yourself a little boost in these races. So I'm pretty excited because the contract to get it all working, we did have a few hurdles which we managed to overcome, but I'm pretty excited about that. Also, Corey, you'll love this. Someone has done their own version of the Sammy Snake song and sent it to me. It's like a new version.
Can we play? Can we play so we can play that? Because like Nick kind of, right? Nick runs our IT and stuff. He's like, hey, so they're not super mad yet, but you can't like monetize those things. And like, we don't give a crap about monetizing on YouTube. Like, I don't need those pennies. But at the same time, like, okay, well, cease and desist or things. So that's good. That's awesome. So I want to listen to it.
I put it in the chat.
Yes.
It's a new version, a different take, a much different take than what you're used to.
That's all right. I love new music is fantastic. Oh my god, that piano is so good. Please hold on. Get it up in here. So awesome. Boink. All right. Here we go.
I'm really excited about this.
Me too. Like a little absurdly.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.
This is too good. Like that.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us. Hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.
Oh, that is absurdly good. It's ridiculous.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us. Hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.
Yeah. Show over. It's done. We've peaked. We're going home now. Yeah, I mean, I feel really bad for the original Sammy Snake people. They just got pwned. Like they're done now. Not the original Sammy Snake, the original song makers. They have been one-upped. So
I'm not looking forward to the death metal cover of the Sammy Snake. That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. I'm worried.
I do kind of want to do a funk version now, though. I could probably pull that out.
Like, I think that should be a thing. Like a whole, like, just everyone submit whatever kind of weird versions that you can do. A jazz version, funk version, rap version, death metal version. Like,
I am
Jesus Christ, that was
here for it.
Do you know what I'm picturing? Like in Grand Theft Auto, you got different radio stations as you drive around the cars. I'm picturing Nova Rally, different radio stations, different versions of Sammy Snake song on that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, depending upon the car you're in, depends on the song you're in, right? That's
fun. That's fun.
Right?
All right, so I'm in the other now. I'll get over to the plot here. I was doing a bunch of interviews and demos and stuff yesterday, so I'm kind of all over the place. Have you guys seen the new Portal Hub?
It's so good.
Let's go take a look at it. And Gary actually just did. Let's pop in there. I'm over the computer right now, but I'll pop over there pretty soon. But we should, with the Nova Rally stuff, like the staking. Is there like a link where we can go? Because like I bought, not as much as I wanted of that stuff, but I definitely have some stuff that I want to start staking and messing around with. So where would people go to do that, Sam?
So we don't have like the UI, but actually we've staked it for everyone. So you don't even need to do anything. You just need to go and claim. So I can send you the link and you can try and claim. But the thing is, you need to own the characters and the cars, so not the packs. So it just depends on how much you've got in your.
Yeah, I definitely opened all my packs. I'm not Ken Bozak. I can't hold packs. That guy could hold packs till the end of time. So hey, Jimmy, what do you think of that spot for a billboard? I just started messing around with this idea yesterday, and Gary came in and made it pretty because it's what he does.
That's good. I like it.
Right, it's pretty spoon. Spawn is going to be right here.
Yeah, and then it's right by that by the Portal Hub, right? Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
This place is awesome though. If you guys have, I don't know if we've actually showed it on the show before. I don't think anyone's seen it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, you can walk through those doors and end up in those lands. Here's up left.
Oh, awesome! That's sick.
Yeah. And so Chicken Caw, obviously, all those adorable things.
Like Tarpian server and in-chain server, but that's very much better.
Yeah, the intent was always to make like a Stargate hub, right? Because like typing in server, blah blah blah, like it sort of takes you out of the thing a little bit. Scrons. I can see this guy around all the time. So that'll take you over to the Cathedral 1.0, and I think the blue room. I'll take you to Legend. I think is where Gary was testing because we didn't have doors back, which made me sad. Yes.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Woo, whoop.
That's
the whole perspective. That whole perspective plays your mind there, doesn't it? It's really like you're walking into a portal, isn't it?
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
really
Like
good.
that's. I really wanted it to be that way. Like just because like the placeness of this is kind of the point, right? Anyway, so this is the pit. If you jump off it, you end up in Nemesis because, of course. Anyway, so yeah, I'll let's stop sharing this. Sammy, tell us more, man. I want to learn way more stuff. I'll get over. We'll put up some gratitudes, but I just wanted to show off this portal hub because Gary has been killing it.
I think the best way is to kind of show you like the sort of the UI of the game that we're working on. It's still going to be a little while, but I can show some screens.
Yeah, definitely show us some screens. I mean, here's the scene.
Give people give people a feel of how it works.
Yeah, I think we should do the UI thing. Maybe we'll do the UI thing now. But yeah, you can come and check out the website. Sorry, I shared that prematurely. Very seldom am I premature, but this time I was. So I apologize for that.
Okay. Do you want me to share my screen then?
Yeah, I'll throw it up there. Yeah. So while you do that as well, Corey, I don't know if you saw my message, but there's some pretty cool builds that we were looking at the other day, and we had this idea. You're going to be super excited about this tomorrow. You're just on our roundtable. You're just going to get to fly through Genesis for the whole hour because we're going to have the top like the best city builders roundtable, and they're going to come in. And there's some of your favorite people. We got the city builder from Crypto Rider. We got Joachim from 01 Capital. We got
Joachim's coming?
Yeah.
Man, I haven't been able to talk to that guy in so long. Right? I miss that dude.
We got Gary from Boyd. We got Small Town Cowboy from Lads. And we're just going to have a fun roundtable touring cities of the Uplift. So while Sammy pulls that up, set your calendars. Come by for the Crypto Rider roundtable that Corey and I host because it's going to be epic.
Cool.
What time is that? What time and date is that?
That's tomorrow, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Sweet.
AM. And if this works out and we get enough support, I'd like to do one of these once every month or once every couple months. Because like obviously there's some amazing builds. I just chose cities because there were 4 or 5, but we can do other ones as well later. Like best building builds, best farms, which would just be dominated by Sammy Snake people because they have farms in the sky.
Farms in the sky, the magical farms in the sky.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
So you can all see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea is to just try and make it as simple as possible. So that like the game premise is very simple. You enter a car and 2 characters. You try and win races, and you win rewards for winning the races, and you rank up through the leagues. And the idea is that you want to become the Nova Rally World Champion for each season. So we have these huge end of season races with big rewards, and people that win end up in the Hall of Fame. So
cool.
It just comes down to this: is that so you come into the game, and there's different leagues. So everyone starts off in all their NFTs in Rookie League, and you simply just choose the car and your 2 drivers, and it lets you know what the cost of the race is, which is the fuel. And you earn that fuel simply by owning the NFTs over time.
Is that fuel snake oil?
Yes. So, but so as you go up the leagues, then you've got additional tokens. But the easiest way to describe it is just the snake oil, which is what everyone earns at the moment. They can use that to enter races in the Rookie League.
I love that you are coming from the game loop first. As like thinking in terms of tokenomics, right? Because we think about tokenomics like basically 24 hours a day at the Uplift, right? What are people actually going to spend Upliftium on? Because if that doesn't exist, then it's pointless, right? And we've got like gazillions of things. But coming from this thing like, hey, you can race. I love like the leaderboard thing is going to work. Having that ability to come in and there be seasons is going to work. Good job.
Yeah. So the race system. It's called the Nova Tally, and it works out what happens in each race. And it's a secret system, and it changes every season. So I wanted to go back to the old days. You know, when you play games on like PlayStation 1 and you don't know how it works. You know, some guy might have a manual somewhere. But for me, the magic, like once you know how it works, some of the magic disappears. So the way I want to do it, I always try things, is do, you know, these hidden mechanics. I'll tell you some of the stuff, you know, and to be fair, so you're not just going in blindly, but no one will truly know the system of how it works except me. And it's working out, can you work out what the best character combinations are? And we've got 21 different characters in the first season. We've got 10 different cars. And you need to kind of work out the different combinations and kind of monitor how your results are going in the races to work out whether your strategy is working. And
presumably, like different seasons, like there could. So it's basically like a puzzle game that is kind of active, and every season you could like modify the stuff. Is that sort of the game plan?
Yeah, well, the thing is the way that the results are calculated will completely change. So I think at the end of the season, I'll reveal how it all works. Or if someone figures it out, then they figure it out. But I guess good luck to them.
Right? Yeah.
There are people will try.
If I take 10 million snake oil, can I pay you 10 million snake oil to get Sammy's hot tips?
Wow.
What I said that I'm going to do.
Sammy's hot tips.
Because people follow my wallet with what I'm doing anyway. So I'm going to troll some days and just win with like the worst characters in the game. And like some days I'll enter the best characters in the game and I'll lose. Sometimes I'll enter the best characters and win. I'll just mess with people.
Yeah, so this is an interesting question, but I think and I'm gonna answer it. So like, how do you know that Sammy's not just gonna pick his girlfriend as a winner? And I think that this speaks to, you know, my experience with Sammy, but it's also I think the experience for projects writ large. You know, there's a level of trust, right? And I think you, Sammy, definitely, as far as I'm concerned, like that, I would never consider that as even a possibility. Like, could you do it? Sure. Will you? No, because you're not an idiot, right? Well, it's not even just that you're not malicious, because you're definitely not malicious. It like even if you were perfectly self-interested, you would never do that because you've built a beautiful machine that will print money, right? And not just for yourself, for other people too. So why would you mess with that, right? It's like it's the same thing with Bitcoin mining. You know, Bitcoin mining isn't decentralized at all. It's three companies. It's three companies that are running the whole thing. They're never going to tell you that, because then the price of Bitcoin will crash, right? So it's not a great system, but it works. And I think like that's a shitty example because I don't trust them at all. But even like the most cynical read of this would lead you to that. And now, you know, every single time, Sammy, that we've hung out, and I look watching everything that you're doing, you actually mean what you say when you're talking about going to build out communities that are actually going to serve people. And then you fucking grind and do it. So, you know, I think you've more than earned trust. And again, if that is an issue for players, they're like, oh, like I need some perfectly random system. You have the option to hold on, let me check my notes. Not play.
Well, the thing is that if like even though I know how it works, like it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to win every single race. And you know, I love chaos. I love chaos. And while I say to people, yes, the rarest cars in the game over enough races will give you an advantage over the common car. But on any given day, that common car will win. And it might win more often than people think. And like, that's the beauty of it, is any single person can win a race on any day. And that's what needs to be fun. Like, if it's just the same people winning the races all the time, that's not fun.
Yeah, it's boring.
If I could set out and win every single race, knowing what I know about the game and how it works, then that is not fun. So this is the first attempt, and each season the idea is to get more and more complex and add more interactivity so that people can put more of their skill stamp on the game. But this first season is like, it's kind of like we can really do what we said we were going to. I mean, the whole thing blew up. I mean, I didn't do any advertising. I did. My friend was Zillion, who does the YouTube channel, does really good videos on Wax. He did one video, and it got like I think 2,000 views. Apart from that, I didn't do any advertising, and we were top of Atomic Hub for 5 days.
Yeah,
didn't pay any money for any banners or anything. Like The packs went from $10 to $180. Like the whole thing went absolutely mental. And all the things they do come back down, but what it showed to me is that people have a massive appetite for great ideas on Wax, and they're looking for something to play every single day. So, and we're getting closer and closer to delivering it. So this screen here is just the simple, like claiming. It tells you how much of each asset that you own per league. So you want to promote your characters up to the better leagues. When you do that, you get better rewards when you race. But you earn different tokens. So in the intermediate league, you earn Snake Gas. The veteran Power and Master, you earn Snake Venom. So it's kind of making sure that that Snake Oil isn't like Snake Oil. I see as the accessible. I want everyone to race. And then for people that are good at the game and they're taking it seriously, they can get more rewards and they can earn these different tokens, because I kind of wanted to separate it out.
Okay.
So then my favorite thing we've got is the Death Rally. The Death Rally is one big race per day, so everyone can enter once. And the bottom 95% of the people that finish, they die. So their characters are burned and their car is broken.
Oh, shit.
So your characters are gone forever. You can't get those back. And your car is in the shop and you need to pay to repair it. So
that's terrifying.
As soon as we confirm that this is working how it should, 95%. Chaos. I love chaos. So they're just all going to die. But the prizes are so
They're just all going to die.
Like people. But the thing is, people are going to have to go through some steps to say, I agree, and like do an actual transaction to say that they agree that these assets could potentially die.
Not even potentially, like you're dead. That's how you should do the mode. Those who enter here, like you're gonna die for sure. You're maybe not, but you're definitely gonna die, right? Like I freaking love that. You have a 1 in 20 chance of. Hold on, let me check my notes again. Just hold on. It's gonna die. Like you're gonna die for sure.
Yeah.
Your cards are screwed. Your card's gonna be in the shop. I mean, if you really want, right? Like you just lean in really, really heavy to that, because people are going to do it more if you do that, because people are weird.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I want some crazy situations to happen. I want someone to win the Death Rally twice with the same characters. So to create a legacy. So these characters, like they won the Death Rally, not once, but twice. And people said that, like, there's these sketch characters, right? And they cost like something like, I think they cost like $700. And some people have said that the first race, they're going to put 2 of the characters in that were worth $700, and they're going to risk death just for fun. Just to be the first person to win.
Nick, I so love that you're in here. Nick and I, like, Nick is the crazed mind behind Nemesis, right? And we're behind the scenes coming up with some really kind of epic things that are event based, right? And so we'll get into that later, but I know I have an idea what you're thinking, Nick, and I'm probably on board. I think it's going to be super fun. So did we talk about Sammy? I think we were talking about getting Nova Rally a community plot in Thune. Did that happen yet?
No, I don't think. I need to talk with Nerd. There's some Telegram messages I need to catch up on. I've just been
okay. No problem. Just after this, because like all I'm seeing is like Hall of Winners. Once you have enough lithium, right? Like you have a big.
We could do it, couldn't we? We could do
fucking
it inside the game.
Like yes, like that win screen. Make sure you get a screenshot of it, because then you basically make the Hall of Winners, and you can start putting them up there, and like have this living monument, right? Of all the people that are winning, and then obviously once we have Punchtime Get Thing, like there's going to be a bunch of ways that you can gamify, like earn some oil if you go there, blah 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 blah. Right? There's a lot of different things that we're going to be able to do. But it's something personally I want to see, because that, right, like you're going towards that legacy, that like ultimate leaderboard kind of thing, which is so clutch. Yeah. People totally, I freaking love that, right? And we'll be able to make basically a living cathedral to the new religion that is Nova Rally.
You could do Punch Sign Get Thing with like Like you could do like special events where you pick like 5 top racers, punch sign, get thing. You pick one sign, you punch the sign, you get an NFT that goes into your wallet. And the people who have that NFT at the end of the game, and that NFT was the champion, and they only have one, you take a snapshot and you send them some snake oil. Like you could do like crazy shit like that, right? Like that would be pretty fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
Good things coming. Anyway, so yeah, let's. I'll connect with Nerd for King, and we can just make sure that plot, gets going now. So I think that
could we have a graveyard of all my characters I've lost.
That's a good idea.
Go visit them and pay homage to all the hundreds of dollars I've lost having bird characters.
Yeah, I think a graveyard would be cool.
We've got something coming for all of the lives that are lost. I can't wait to show people that. But yeah, so we've got some other stuff that I want to show, and basically, so this is called the Car Builder minigame, and this is because we want to reward people that play on the same account. Every race that you do after 10 races a day, it costs 20% more. So all of that amount that you're overpaying, we're going to use to give you attempts for this car building minigame. And you've got 3 slots. So you've got the head of research, the crash dummy, and the tire kicker. And you need to find the best combination. So each account has their own combination each week that they need to find. The dream team, right? And you get a certain number of attempts depending on how much you overpay. And you try the different attempts. And if you achieve above a certain score, you can build a common car. The best person a week can build a classic car. Well, a classic car is worth $500. So it's about like taking each attempt and what did you learn from the first attempt? What did you learn from the second attempt? Maybe, that's a lower score there. But then the attempt number 3, King Earl is the head of research. You've got a really high score. So it's then using that information to work out, well, whose position can we change or whose position you stick with. So it's just like we want, essentially, the racing is going to be the main attraction that is all levels, but it's actually very cheap,
Okay.
I want everyone to race. And then there's going to be lots of other things in the universe that you can do to spend all this excess oil, because I know we do need to do something with it. So this is just the first of many things coming, where any fun ideas where I'm doing this all the time. And this is the next thing. So another thing to encourage people to play on the same account, you have these, so there's 4 manufacturers of cars in the game. There's Helios, Speros, Clunk, and Dimp. And you can kind of align yourself to one of these garages of manufacturers, and you can make upgrades that will allow you to do certain things. So we're going to do like fun, like perks where you're going to try and finish last in races instead of first. So you can actually change how the game kind of works for you. You could turn these perks on and off. So it's another thing. So each season you can decide which garages you want to invest your snake oil into and get these upgrades, these fun upgrades. So some of them, like the Helios, is going to be more of a risk taker. So that's going to be kind of aligned to more stuff in the Death Rally, because you're a risk taker. You're a gambling man like myself. So I really love that sort of stuff. And then, so this is the promotion. So what you want to do is to get you earn shards by winning races. So you earn character shards and car shards, which you can craft together to make more characters, to increase your snaking power, to do more races, to win more rewards, etc., to send more people to the death. And then, but how do you win better quality of rewards or more rewards? Well, you need to get up to the higher leagues. So this screen here, you look at all of your different races, and when your rookie character reaches 10 wins, it means that you can promote them. So you take your promotion candidate and you get some other 2 characters. So you need 3 of the same character, and then you click promote, and they're all burned. And you go up to the next league, so you get a new NFT. But that's quite expensive. If you've got 3 sketch characters, like that would be, that at current prices, that would be like $2,100. So that would be too expensive, and there's not going to be many people that are going to be able to upgrade a sketch character. So that's why we've got these things called the driver manual, and the driver's manuals are the prizes for the death rally. So then it all starts to make sense of why would people risk death, not just for the glory. Some people do like the glory, but if you've got these very rare characters that snake for a lot of tokens, the only way to promote them would probably be through a driver's manual. So if you want to go up, you need to risk it. So it's one of my favorite aspects of the game. And then I just want to show one more thing. Is it this? Yeah, right. So it's just to show people so we've got races of 8 people typically. So most events will be you're trying to beat 7 other people to win a prize, and you can look at your different history to say, hey, I seem to be doing better with Beanpole or King Earl. So you can look at your race history, and the main thing is this result. So once a race takes place, you can see the top 3 people, they receive a reward. So first place gets a shard pack, and second and third place get a podium finish. And this podium finish, it means you get it added to your NFT via mutable attributes. So you can kind of build up the history. So your character will say how many races they've taken part in, how many wins they've had, and how many podium finishes they've had. And each of the wins and the podium finishes increases your snaking value. So the more you play with your favorite characters, the more tokens they earn. And you can sell the tokens, you can use the tokens for the mini games, and you can use them to enter the races.
That's really well thought out, mate. I really like it
right?
a lot.
And this is the thing too, so this is the proof of concept version once live is already very well developed. And 6 months from now, you're just going to come up with more ideas, right? That's, I think, one of my favorite things, because we're experiencing that with the uplift too, right? We're still, head down delivering our core value propositions. People have been asking about active rewards. We have one dev right now that was doing a lot of stuff with us that is head down. I won't let anyone talk to him until that's done. I'm not even kidding, that, because there's so many different things that'll distract you and all that stuff. Active rewards is a key deliverable. We're all waiting for it. Everybody's excited about it. Nobody's allowed to talk to Dr. Wayne, right? There's a few things, and we can't, the amount of ideas that we have backlogged behind these basic things is driving us all absolutely fucking bonkers, right? In the best possible way, right? Because obviously it's better than not having any ideas, but so it's, and this is the FUD is just so fucking stupid. Just people lacking even the tiniest little bit. If you look at something like Nova Rally, and I just blocked somebody for calling it a scam. You're just a shitty person who needs attention. This is amazing. What you guys have built is really well thought out. It's going to be super freaking fun. And, I don't know. I get frustrated. I fucking love you guys. That's really what I want to say. That's where you need to take this.
Well, that's the thing is the idea. People just think, oh, it's just an idea. It's just an idea. But I've got my version of your guy that's head down, and he's Valera, and he what he's doing is actually incredibly complicated on the blockchain.
Yeah.
You're going to have 4,000 people take place in a race at once in what on the blockchain, and then all the characters are going to get burned. People's attributes are going to get updated. Technically, it's a huge challenge. So, and we're doing it. We're doing well in it. But then people they want to know when they can race and when they can race and when they can race. And there's no documentation on Wax. We are literally going out there and trying to do stuff that's not been done before. But once we do it, once we deliver the first season, imagine the possibility for the second season. I have all these ideas in my head of just more random chaos that can happen. So we've got these ideas for land, and I want land not to be sold, but people can buy it with the in-game tokens. And you can buy a racetrack, and you want to fit the racetrack pieces together with your friends to make your own racetrack. And then there's going to be stuff like a concession stand. And I've got these ideas in my head where random events can occur. So let's say you're driving with characters that are a bit larger. You know, maybe they're going to want to make a little stop at the concession stand during the race. And maybe, you know, another character will try and cut in front of them at line, and they'll have they'll juke it out, throw some punches. Like a big inspiration for me is, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a game called Blaseball, right? And these guys have made what is like a very simple like simulation of baseball. They've called it Blaseball, and all the rules are out the window. And every season it's different. There's all sorts of random stuff happening. So sometimes, like, the pitcher just gets annihilated by a meteor coming down and he dies. And, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's my dream for Nova Rally, is that I want it to be eventually definitely some skill to keep winning, but also that fun element of you really don't know what's going to happen in the race. And then, like, these stories that get created out of it, like, all these people that end up in the Hall of Fame because some weird stuff. They won the Death Rally 2 times. You know, that's what it's all about. So,
you made me laugh because, like, when you were talking about like the decking it out outside the little concession stand, for whatever reason, the image of like Blades of Steel, that old Nintendo hockey game, just popped in my head, where you just get to throw like 4 or 5 punches and then one of them falls over. I don't know why, but hey, you know what I would love to see happen if the timing's right? Like, if you guys are free and you want to do it, the day that you guys go live with your first race, like, I would love to do that live on this show. That would be fun, right? Like, you could get in your car, you could race it out. Like, I think it would be super sweet to just cover that first thing live. We could get like people on and do announcements, and like they could be the announcers. I'm going around the first bend. I don't know how it's going to look really, but I think that it would be super fun if you guys are free.
So
can you view the races, or they just done off chain?
So the races are all done on chain, but it's like the first season is just a calculation. So a lot of it's going to be in the player's imagination at first. But that's the thing, is we're laying the groundwork here. So while the system changes every season for how the races are worked out, we're laying this great foundation on which, once we know how to run 4,000 races at once, and once we can run, like, someone was talking to me, they want to run 60,000 races per day. And once we figure all that technical stuff out, then we can just build on it each season. And like, I want people to be able to view. I definitely want to commentate on it. Because there's this thing called Crittercraft, and I stream every day, and they made a game to promote their NFT project, and it's called the Grubfish Royale. And all these little grubfish, little worm things, like, they are kind of trying to get away from this big saw coming across the screen and killing them all. And I commentate on it, and I give all of the worms backstories that get into the final. And I just have so much fun, just because of it reminds me of what I want to do with Nova Rally, is that I want people to give meaning to the characters behind the game. It's not just a game. Like, you actually really align yourself with some of the characters, even though they're stupid. But, you know, like, I just want this sort of emerging narrative to come out of the game and people to have a lot of fun with it. So I love that Grubfish Royale thing. If you're ever doing any giveaways, you can use this the Grubfish Royale from Crittercraft, and you just paste in all the names, and all these little worms, they just go and they try and escape, and it's last man standing. It's absolutely hilarious. I do it at nearly every stream.
So I'm curious about the artwork and stuff. Like, where did you come up with the concept for like all of the drivers, all of the characters? Because I thought that for me, believe it or not, was like really interesting. Like, somebody mentioned way up there in the comments, it reminded them of like some kind of like League of Legends characters. I just think the fact that like the characters, they to me anyway, they seem so original. And they're like, you know, everything out of, they're very alien-y, let's put it that way. And so I'm just kind of curious about the backstory on that, if there is one.
Well, so the inspiration for me is wacky racers, like, but with aliens. So like these weird combinations of drivers from different planets, like it's all just from my brain late at night, just coming up with these stupid characters. I have so much fun. My favorite thing is to create the characters. Like,
hence the always being tired. We were talking about this before.
I mean, it is really satisfying working on the game and working out how the token's going to work and how much players are going to earn. But that stuff eventually does bog you down. What's really fun is just coming up with just stupid ideas for the character. You know, the whole thing is like George Square. George Square is literally a square. And like he just races. And he's from George Square is a place from my hometown, Glasgow. And I just thought it'd be funny. Hey, what if we just have a character? He's called George Square.
So on the and this is a really interesting thing too. If you haven't been over the website, go over to the website and like you can actually click on the. Maybe we'll bring it up actually. I'm going to show it because it's really cool. You guys put a lot of work into it. Like you put the biographies on. You put the biographies on every character, right? Like if you go up here to the characters and you scroll down. Cool. Right? Yeah, you can see all their biographies,
so
right?
Good.
It's really good and it's really well thought out.
Yourself, did you, Sammy?
What's that?
Did you write the bios yourself?
There were a lot of them were written by the community. So my community awesome. wrote the bios. Each character has a hidden perk, so you can see it gives you a clue that each character has a hidden perk which activates and allows them to take shortcuts and saves time in the race. So I put the perk name in the bio to give people a little clue if they want to try and work out how the game works. But then the rest is just a story, just to give it a bit of character. So some of them I find are absolutely hilarious.
Hey, Corey, Beanpole's season 1 perk is long and strong.
Okay. Awkward.
That's good. I like it, right?
I quite know what to say about that one.
Right? I mean, that's just what it is.
What's your perk, Sammy?
I think my perk is hissing all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, dude, some of these are interesting.
This is great.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan. This is like my favorite part. When I found this on the website, I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, because you have to create if to keep people playing, they need to be engaged with the universe. Like,
yep.
As stupid as everything is, I like stupid. I love stupid.
Sign me all the way up. I completely agree.
Like all the characters, it may not make a lot of sense to some people. They might think this is dumb. I'm like, that's exactly the point. Like it's dumb and fun. Like but as fun as it is, we've spent so much time. We have a forecasting model that allows us to see how much players will earn over season 1. Like an actual model. So all the play to earn mechanics have been well thought out. So we're trying to put together a complete experience.
Like some of it's so well thought out that it's just like funny because I'm not necessarily the best at keeping things simple. But Steven's season 1 perk is revenge. I love it. Like I don't even know. So you know,
the sentence of death rally.
You know what I would love to see? One of my favorite things that I'm looking forward to, like in the whole wax space, is what the guys over at Metaforce are doing. What the guys over at Metaforce are doing, they have these plans to do like one-off little comic episodes. I would love to see them come in and like do a race or something like and write some of your characters into their comic book. I think that would be super.
Yeah,
fun.
that would be sick. I think there's a lot of potential for people because it does kind of fit like you would get maybe a Nova Rally comic book as a child. And it would be like you want to see who won the race this week and what happened. You know, you could imagine that as a comic book.
Yeah.
This is good too. King Earl, season 1 perk, filthy peasants.
King Earl is one of my favorite characters.
Right.
That's fun.
It's really good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it a lot.
Oh man!
So the snaking just gone live this week, hasn't it, Sammy? A couple of days ago. How's that going down? You had any problems yet? What's the feedback?
We had a few bumps, but now everything works. Like you can collect all of your snake oil. It's at a reduced rate until the actual racing starts.
How do we collect the staking stuff?
So I'll send you a link to the smart contract. So unfortunately, just now it's just on blocks because I would rather get the whole thing out as one experience. So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I think what I'm going to do in the meantime is, if anyone wants to do the community tool, I think there's 1 or 2 people working on it that they can. Because right now all you need to do is claim. Like you just come on. So you go to this account and you go. In fact, I sent the wrong link. You just come and you type your name in and you click claim. So I get it would be a nicer experience for people.
No, I think this is like, yeah, no, and you guys will have that eventually. I'm just a degen and I want to see if I can get this stuff from getting the other stuff. So, like,
yeah, it's like tokens you can trade them
free stuff. I mean, was the last one that came out, even though going on blocks, it's like, oh, more free stuff. Snake oil, oh, what's that? And that's on Boost last night as well. It's like, oh,
yeah, the
Boost,
Boost
tokens.
Tokens are
two tokens for the price of one. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. But yeah, like it's going very well. The only thing is, because we had that meteoric price rise in the first couple of days, like there are a lot of people that like give me a lot of abuse on a daily basis, and it's like, I'm sure you guys now that I know what that feels like,
right?
And you just kind of want to say to them, just wait till this is released, and you'll see.
What you could say to those rude bastards? Fuck all the way off. And this is why Cowie runs our Telegram channel instead of me. It's like Cowie is he's so patient and so nice about that stuff, but like the headspace that people have to get into to think that you owe them, right? Because they bought when something went up meteorically fast that you didn't control at all. You just made something people are really excited about, and speculation drove the price up while you're grinding and working your ass off. Clearly, there's so much work going into this, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the audacity to come in and go, like, some asshole came into the channel yesterday for us. It was like, oh, it's been a year, and like nothing works, and like this fucking sucks, and blah, 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 these things are worthless. And Cowie just banned them, and like, you could just like, you could just sell them. Right, and it's been 4 months. You fucking clown, right? Like, just like, and anyway. So I'm really proud of everything that you've been doing before Nova Rally, and I'm really, really excited for how kick-ass this is right now. And the cool thing is, like, we have these squeaky wheels, right? Like every once in a while, people are going to be dicks. The sort of speculator type people that think that you should just be able to buy something and have 10 times more money the next day. Like, respectfully, fuck those people. Be more like TC. This guy's going out there buying everything, and I'll bet you anything that guy has more money than flippers, right?
Well, I always make the joke, if you're gonna flip, like you've got to be smart about it. You need to read. Like half of the flippers, they don't read the white paper, so they don't know that. Like for some things, like there's another sale coming, and they don't realize because they don't read, and then they get annoyed about it. And it's just like, guys, like if you plan on doing this for a living and making money, how about you step up your game, because like I do a better job in my sleep than some of these people,
right? Like
they buy all the wrong things at the wrong time. Like, come on, like it's not rocket science. Like you could just,
it's really not.
Like there's so many, everything on Wax. Like when the hype comes, the price goes up.
Yep.
So if you really want to play the market, you buy while the hype is rising, and then you just sell, and then you move on to the next thing.
You give away secrets, Sammy. What are you doing?
I mean, honestly, if you want to, it's like anything though, right? Like meme coins, like Doge decided to go to like however the hell high it went. The whole time I was going up, like this is going to come back down exactly as far as this hype cycle.
Right.
So that's the thing about hype cycles, right? It goes up, it's going to come back down every time, like without exception. There is no exception. Media Camera 1, there's no fucking exception to that rule at all. If it's just hype, and it's not like you can't make money doing that. You can, right? A lot of people made money on Doge. Fucking love Dogecoin. It's awesome. But that rule, it holds firm. And the cool thing about the NFT projects now is like we're thinking in year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year arcs of producing an immense value for communities of people. Right. So again, if you want to try to flip it, I just don't have any sympathy for it. Right. Especially not if you're going to come in and start, giving friends of mine like Sammy Snake, shit for what they haven't produced in 5 fucking seconds because you think you're owed something. Fuck off.
The thing is,
right?
It's like,
it's crazy.
I'm open about it. Like even in the first couple of weeks, I made mistakes which caused delays, and I went on stream and I explained why it was. And then you get the majority of people, and you're surprised at how accepting the most people are, which definitely does make me feel a lot more positive, because what you find is that okay, people get annoyed and they leave the project, but what you're left with, and what I think we've got with Nova Reality, is a core group now of very, very rational and supportive people. And I think that they're going to be the ones that are going to be smiling when the game is launched, and then suddenly everyone's like, oh, how did we not even get into this? How did we not know this was going to be big? Like, because the thing is it's like that lightning in a bottle, I think, that we've got, is that people will want to race, and see if they can win. And they want to figure out the secret. And that's the magic. And it's simple. Anyone can play. And the only thing is that it's a big technical challenge. Especially, we're not a big games company.
Yeah. Right.
But we're doing something big.
Not yet.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Well, after the first season, if we can prove that the first season is working and fun, oh boy, we're gonna go massive in the next season.
No, it's gonna happen. And even honestly, this is something we've had to do too, because it's not like we've had a perfect rollout at all, right? We've absolutely had more than one stumbles, and newsflash, we're gonna have more. Like, I guarantee it. We're not perfect. And we're moving so goddamn fast. I don't even know half the things we're doing now. Right? It's intense. That's not really true, but it's tough to even have visibility, because we're teams, grown by 5x, and we've got a lot of different moving parts. And exactly like you were saying, Sammy, like the people that are around, a year from now are like, everyone's like, oh my god, I can't believe you were around at the beginning. Like, yeah. It's still the beginning. We're still building the goddamn thing, right? What do you think is going on? I know, even if the first season, sorry, this is my rant. First season totally fails, and it won't. But if it does, you're just gonna make it better and fix it, right?
Well, yeah, it's the foundations,
right.
Once you've got that technical ability to run all these racing events at once, if the game sucks and it's not fun, then you just the next season. The thing, at the end of the day, we've got this valuable asset that people can run their own races and give their own prizes for giveaways. That's cool. Like potential.
That right there, and I love that you already know this. Developing the tool that then allows other products to leverage your system, to incentivize action. I mean, really, like that. The stuff that we're baking into the uplift that only the really, really smart people are paying attention to. That's what it's about. Right? Like the passive stuff and the whatever, all that stuff is really, really fun, right? Like the play to earn, super fun. Where we're creating functionality that is actually going to incentivize projects like Nova Rally to gamify their experience inside of a metaverse that has reactions outside. That's the loop that ends up, building on communities and emboldening them and empowering them. And I get super jacked about that. I'm excited about it. And like the Nova Rally Hall of Winners, like I just want that to be a thing that exists.
I definitely, I'm hyped.
I think it's gonna be amazing.
And I think
the best of the best.
And I think beside that Nova Rally Hall of Winners, you're probably at some point going to have to set up another little room for the Nova Rally, anonymous Hall of losers, because they could have some mental issues by burning all those high-powered NFTs. They need a place to go. They need a place to go.
Can you imagine how you're going to get them, Sammy? It's like, oh my god, he made me burn $700 with an NFT. I got nothing for it. Nothing.
No, but I think this is going to be potentially one of the most addictive games when people get into it, on the whole, Wax blockchain, because I can see it. I can see it. I had a problem with gambling on dice games for a while back in the early days. I can totally see this. It's you might not want to race on New Year's Eve after you've had a bottle of wine. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's
damn it,
funny.
I'm gonna do another one. But I think it's I'm glad you're here. It's a rite of passage to get people yelling at you. My favorite one, honestly, is people coming in and being like, this is awesome, blockchain, decentralization, free market, no taxes, screw the government. Hey, wait, you You let the token go down, damn it! Control the price.
Oh man, people talking about token price already are winding me up so much.
Oh.
It's like they just don't get the picture. They just don't understand that you want as many people as possible to play and enjoy the game, and that's what gives the value. They are so worried about the token. Like, we've released a token to allow people to earn, so they've got more for racing when the time comes. As a little say, hey, here's a little sign of how we're progressing. And people are like, why Snake all dumping? Dumping is such a stupid word. Like, anyone that says that anything's dumping, like, their brain is dumping out of their ass. Like, these people that say this word are so stupid. Like, I'm thinking of just setting up a filter that puts everyone who says dump into like their own pool, and they can all race against each other. Like, they can be the dump league, because like they wind me up so much. Maybe that's their intention to wind me up. I get wound up about it because I want this game to be accessible to everyone. So I want racing to be cheap. Then once people are in your ecosystem, you can do all sorts of stuff that keeps them playing year after year. But how do they get in? They need to race. And that's why races are cheap. I say this all the time. I could make so much money, honestly, if I just make the races like so expensive. I can say, because everyone will want to race, and no one can race, and people will save up for weeks and weeks to do one race, and they'll lose, and that'll be crap. But everyone will still play, so I could just easily do that and make loads of money, like, for everyone. And just say, hey, you guys, you can't race, but I want to say to everyone, yes, you can race. And
well, you know what you're doing.
It's difficult,
and the reason why you're playing the longer game, and it's a much better game. There are projects that are trying to focus on a very few people with a large amount of wax. Those will not last. I guarantee you they won't last. You're building a mass market and a mass community from which there will be upper echelons and abilities to whale in or whatever, right? But like that, having that massive amount of growing number of people in your ecosystem is all the marbles, right? That, and seeing you guys focus on that is perfect, right? That's like something, you know, with the uplift. I mean, obviously we're still in closed alpha or whatever, and it's, you know, more expensive to get land. You got to blah, 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 right? But, you know, we're deving a 2D game that, you know, it's going to be based on the maps, and it's going to be this cool free to play onboarding thing, right? Like we're thinking in those same terms. Like, we need to have the ability to onboard people wherever they're at, right? If you want to just play for free, well, here's how to like engage meaningfully in our ecosystem that you can just do on your phone, fucking whatever, right? And then they're there, and then, you know, we can start building that community with those people as well, and, you know, it just makes the whole, you know, the tide gets higher and it lifts all boats.
Exactly. But this is the problem. Like, the problem, sometimes I wish to myself that no one knew about what I was doing. I could just go back to what I was doing before, working quietly on Nova Rally. Not very many people know about it. As soon as now it's high profile, you know, got loads of people saying all kinds of nonsense, and then this stupid, the dumping thing, the token value. I should have just made it not tradable on Alcor or something. But that's the thing.
Yeah, well, and this is like, people ask us all the time.
The price of the token.
It doesn't. It really doesn't matter.
People are like, oh, what you need to do is you need to provide all this so that the token stays at this value. It's like, why do we need to do that? It's a game. Like, it's a game. You know, it's funny too. Like, token that I'm giving to you for owning the character so you can enter the races. Like, and people are like, oh, the snake oil. It must be this price. It must be this price. the best thing that I ever saw is, you know what they do to people on the R Planet Discord, right? They don't ban them. You know what they do?
It bonds them.
They
bonds them.
No, what they do on the R Planet Discord, what they do is they just make a nickname and they add the clown emoji to people's names, and that way you don't need to ban anyone, but you just know that they're a clown, so you can just ignore everything they say.
Yeah, I love it.
That's my favorite thing that I've seen. I'm not sure I'm going to do it on mine because people find it very offensive. Like, as soon as you add that clown emoji, that's to some people, like, that's the biggest insult. But
I can see Corey picturing a guppy emoji right now in his head. He's like,
yeah, I think the biggest thing is like having, especially like, because that's the thing, right? The closer we get to uplifting and being on the ecosystem, obviously, like the million NFTs we're crystallizing, we're sending those out, which is really fun, right? It's pretty soon. You know, that'll be, you know, maybe in a month or two, that'll be automatic, and they'll have different denominations. Fine, you have all these NFTs out there, or whatever. And we always get asked, like, when are you going to turn it into a token? And, you know, we might turn it into a token. That's a possibility, right? But we also might never do it. And what's really funny about this is that some enterprising, very, very smart people found a bunch of smart contracts where, you know, anyone with any basic dev ability could create a contract that burned an Uplift NFT into an Uplift token, right? That's actually happening on Ethereum with a bunch of different projects, right? We're not touching that. Obviously, you'd have to decide for yourself if that was a contract that you trusted, right? There would have to be some due diligence on that. That, again, we would have nothing to do with. And then suddenly you see that on Alcor. We're never going to list on Alcor. The company, Uplift, even if we do launch a token, we're never going to launch it on Alcor. I promise you that. We're not going to do it. But anyone can. So why wouldn't we?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right? Where it's going to get really, really interesting is some stuff I'm not going to talk about. I want to talk about this stuff so bad, but like we've got a black ops department from some of the people in our projects that we're working on some stuff that they'd probably shoot me if I started talking about.
I got some comic relief, so we can just sidestep that with that. Like, I just think that you guys need to like reach out to the community and get the snake oil memes, right? Because like those are going to be a gold mine in themselves, right? Like, you're complaining. What? Where's my money? I bought snake oil, right? Yeah, you bought snake oil. Come on, like use a dictionary, look it up, watch some movies from the old times. That's going to be good.
Fun.
I like it. But yeah, I'm super excited for like what you guys are doing, and it's like,
it's good shit, man.
If you don't know who Sammy is, and you last long enough, you know, criticizing him in our comment section, what we can say is
anyone who criticizes Sammy, out to like instant ban, no warning.
Well,
you criticize this guy,
like
I'm just gonna kick you into the stratosphere.
I like criticism, but the problem is when I criticize, the horde of snakes appears, like, you know, and they will defend me till the very end. And sometimes that's
as
not
they
a good
should.
look.
They totally
no,
should.
But you can't. Like sometimes you need to be open to criticism and feedback. But when anyone says anything,
constructive,
but when anyone says anything like, out of the bushes, all these snakes appear, and they go, "Whoa! How dare you say this about this?" Or blah 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 blah. And actually, I'm thinking, bloody hell! Like, this guy, he made a good point, and I'm writing it down. And then, meanwhile, all these people are like arguing. And then that's when people look on at the community and think, "Nah, this Sammy Snake guy, it's a cult. It's this or it's
Gotta
that."
be a cult.
Right? I mean,
hey, you're not working hard
fun.
enough until you've reached cult status. Is my personal opinion. I remember the first time somebody, you know, told us about, or told your guys' community about us. Our comment section was suddenly like what actual fuck is going on right now? This is mental. And I'm like, hey guys, because we're actually having a conversation, could you guys maybe stop that? And they instantaneously did. Like they were like, oh, okay, no problem, right? And then my favorite thing, like when we first had to go on, I was like, okay, this is your guys' shit today. Like if you want to sit up, just do it. Like, and I've heard the song now, and it's my favorite song that's ever been made by anyone. Rock and roll, right? It just the community bit was just you guys were so responsive and positive and awesome, and it just keeps continuing. It's beautiful to see, man. It really is.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. I want to keep that community spirit we've got intertwined with what we're doing with Nova Eye. That's why a lot of the the backstories have come from the community and. Like it's the same thing like that the free remember the free Antos thing that we did,
right?
That
was and like people,
that was good.
Like, that for like a few weeks, that's all we were doing. We were spamming free Antos, and it's like everyone remembers that in the community now. And it's like this living like I love when these things happen naturally. Like you just don't know how it pops up, and then suddenly it becomes this great thing that loads of people enjoy. And I'm hoping that we can get some of these like crazy stuff with Nova Eye that's happening that the community's going to remember for a long time.
Well, I mean, it's very possible that you guys are a cult, but you're like one of the good cults.
Maybe
they're a cult. Also, sign me up, right? Like that's let's go. Hey, I'm sure you guys have amazing free Antos memes. Another amazing thing to throw in the community plot of throw it in the basement like this. Hey, we're built by the Sammy Snake community, and we did this once. It was fun. Like that encoded history. I've been thinking about that a lot over the last couple of days. Like that, the ability. Like I think it starts coming up. Like every time I go over to Cathedral 1.0, kind of where the uplift started, we put the first gratitude monument up or whatever. Like just standing there in that room that's full of gratitudes that got my extended family and friends through the pandemic, and they're all over the walls still. Right, some of them are really profound, some of them are totally goofy. Like that's still a place you can go, you can visit it. Right. And I think more and more people are starting to get that that's one of the layers that we can start baking into, this metaverse that we're building together, right? So that it becomes like a historical record, a path of milestones, a thing that, 10 years from now, or even a year from now, like somebody who's new to the community, they can be walking into the Hall of Victory and like, hey, there's like a secret room. Have you seen the secret room? Oh man, no. And then you go into the secret room and it's like, what the frick is free Antos, right? And there's a QR code, maybe goes to a little thing that you guys did about or whatever like that, and times that by every project that's out there. And that's it's just going to get more rich by the hour. I mean, it is, right?
But the thing that I'm most proud of is not even the game, right? I feel like what I learned from you guys being very visible and doing the streams all the time is that it inspires a lot of trust and confidence. And I've been streaming every single day and talking about the project and exactly what's going on. And every time I do something, I explain why I'm doing it and like full transparency. And now all the new projects that are coming out are realizing that this is what people want, and they're now doing the same thing. And that's the thing that I'm most proud of, is that by doing that and committing to, I think transparency is important, and being very like talking to the community a lot. All of these projects that I'm now buying stuff are now following that same pattern. So I don't know if it was totally inspired by what we were doing with Nova Rally, what you've been doing with the streams every day. But to be honest, I don't care. The good thing is now that more projects are being open and honest. I hate silence. I hate it. I hate this just long silence. Even if it's bad news. Even if it's bad news. Even if it's just me joking around. People like say, why are you joking around? Things are delayed. You've got to what
else are you gonna do? Cry about it?
So I'm just happy that even if Nova Rally is not a success,
it is, dude.
It will be.
I mean, I'm telling you,
even if it's not, I feel like the standards that we're now setting for projects on Wax is you can't just treat your customers like garbage. Like you talk to them, you love them. I love all the people that play Nova Rally, even these silly people that say dumping. Deep down, I love them. Deep down, I love the dumpers.
Yeah, I'm at this level of Zen. Sammy is at this level of Zen.
You've not seen me rant on stream. You've not seen me rant on stream.
I think that's right though. I try to remind myself of this too. Like even the people that are the most ridiculous guppies in our ecosystem, I need to remind myself that they're humans that are trying their best. They're terrible at life and being on the internet, but they're trying their best. Right? That best is just really terrible. Like just really, really bad. Like their brains are not working fantastic, but their life probably has reflected that, right? They're not having the best life out there. And frankly, I kind of am, right? As busy as I am, I'm so obnoxiously lucky to be in this place with these people doing these things that, I think I just need to refocus on gratitude and humility, frankly, right? Because not everybody gets to be as lucky as we all are, frankly, all of us. So thank you for that. It's a good redirect. Now I'm not going to let them poison our Telegram channel for more than 5 seconds ever, right? Because we don't need them. Like I guarantee you, we don't. And so many people right? I'm gonna tell everyone on my channel that these things are worthless. I'm like, why aren't you doing it now, ban? Right? Because what's left over? What's left over is everyone in this room, everyone on this thing, like that core group of people. And I've even told our admins, try to ban 5% of people, and they're like, no, we can't. No, watch what happens if we did, and we won't. Right? Like we're probably closer to 1%, and you have to earn it. But at the same time, what's left? 95 to 99% of 5,000 people that are freaking fantastic, and they deserve a positive experience from this. Right. And again, like constructive criticism, to your point, like we need that. Right. Like I just did this questionnaire. I haven't had time to mess around with the data, but I asked I think 15 questions. I figured I might get 20 responses. It's like freaking 300. It's a lot of data. And most of it is super glowing, but some of it is, constructive criticism because we're not there yet. Like, obviously, we have so much to do, right? From scaling the servers to getting the active voice turned on. Like, there's some constructive criticism that's 100 million% fair. Right. But that 95%, I want to protect them and their experience as much as I will protect our team. And, when people come in doing FUD, like that's why I get so triggered is like, I know how hard our team is working. And you're basically telling the entire world that they're not doing enough. I'll fucking end you. Like, that's like, it's not okay. It's just not okay. Right.
Well, and I'm not 100% certain that like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I should stop ranting anyway.
I'm not 100% certain that like some of the people that are now really active, amazing, wonderful members in Sammy Snake's, community, or in our community, or in the NFT army community, all these projects that we're associated with, before they found those communities, they might have been really shitty people with really shitty lives. Like they might have been some of them, right? And they found this community, and they found people that they could embrace, that they could, learn from, that they could be collectively like involved with, and actually like change that perspective. So like, especially bringing that toxicity or letting that toxicity into your community, right? Like it could be damaging in more ways than one, right? Like, and I'm not saying anything bad about those people, but I find myself sometimes, even me, out there on the street with a lot of people who are really bitchy, and sometimes you get bitchy too, right? And so when you get involved with these positive communities that are looking forward, with all of these members who are supporting one another, it really is life-changing, right? Like beyond the internet, beyond the blockchain, beyond the metaverse, right? And so I think like that service in itself is just worth protecting, your communities and our shared collective communities, and all the people who are involved in these things for all the right reasons, like Corey said.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if someone came along and said to me, I'll offer you $10 million for the Discord, the Sammy Snake Discord, I'd say no. I'd say no, because it's literally, it's priceless. It's priceless. It's what keeps me coming back every single day, checking that Discord, and the people we've built it up from scratch with. Like, and before I started the Discord, I was not in a very good place mentally. I've talked about it on stream a few times, and they have helped me just as much as I help people with the shovels. And really what we've created is we help people. We go out of our way to help people. I help people even when it's wise not to help people. Like I just want to help people. And what we've done with our community is something special. And I like, if $100 million, $1 billion, I'd say no, because then what would I do? What would I do? I wake up in the morning. What's the first thing I do? I check the Sammy Snake Discord. I check, what people are joking around. and that's what brings me happiness, especially in these times. And
you get yelled at the guy who you sold it to for being a scammer, because you'd be like, oh, God damn it, I miss these guys. I'm going to start my own community. And they all come back to you.
Yeah, speaking of Antos, he's like, hold on, man. 10 million? Yeah. Sell it for 10 million. We'll just go make another one. And that's like, Antos has got your back. Someone with the Telegram too. We're thinking about moving to Discord fully as well, and turning it into an announcement channel on Telegram. We'll see. Jimmy's been arguing that we should just kind of leave it open, but yeah, like Discord is just, it's where everything's at.
Yeah. Someone in the chat just said, "I'll give you $100 for the Telegram channel," and I would say take it for free. I ran so much about the negativity of Telegram. Look, Discord is fantastic. Telegram can be a cesspool. The problem is me. I've not been like Corey just says. Is people need to get banned. I'm like freedom of speech. You got to let everyone speak all the time.
Don't.
You need to ban the people. You just get them banned.
That's the thing. Like this is what people misunderstand about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a law that says the government can't dictate your speech. That's a great law. Yippity doo on that law. If I build a stage, any musician is not therefore allowed to play on that stage. If I build a Telegram channel, you are not therefore allowed to pontificate and be a shithead on my Telegram channel, right? Like, freedom of speech does not mean your opinion matters. Chances are, if you think freedom of speech needs to be around because your opinion matters, probably means you're a fucking idiot and your opinion doesn't matter, and you just piss people off, right? So anyway, don't get me fucking started about that. Because at the end of the day, we're building this stuff up as a community. The community gets to decide. And I'm open about it. Like if I'm wrong about something, about having something be included in the community, wants to move in that direction, we're going to move in that direction, right? But as a gestalt, I just think it makes more sense to just cull the herd.
I was just one of people who like believe in that, idealism of freedom of speech, who are dicks, to like just tell them, just go stand outside of a police station and yell at the top of your lungs that like you can do whatever you want because this is your freedom of speech, and see how well that goes over. Because they're gonna arrest you for disturbing the peace, right? Like that's
right. Yeah, right? it's all fun and games till you're on the city square. Yeah, and again, like that openness that the internet provides, like literally anyone can get on the internet and make a blog and say whatever they want, right? What's really the Parler thing is sort of the the outside, thing like that. Freedom of speech. We totally need freedom of speech or whatever. So a bunch of Republicans go and make Parler. They started kicking all the liberals off, which is really funny. I mean, just take all the time you need with that. And then, because they believe in freedom of speech, not for liberals, but for Republicans, they let all the freaking Nazi shitheads on. And then AWS had to literally kick them off because they were freaking white supremacist Nazi terrorists on there. Like, okay. So that like not banning people is why Telegram is toxic, right? Like literally everyone is allowed to say whatever they want and we just have to take it. No, we don't. Right. And the end result of that is this toxicity that everybody has to deal with on there. And we're just not going to do it. And it's been working. It's frustrating, obviously, because here we all are. And M Blue has been like my reprieve. M Blue and Cowie and Jimmy too, right? Where if I've been dealing with FUD, I'll just talk to them and they just give me a virtual hug and I'm like, okay. And really, it's just a reminder like, hey, 97, 98, 99% of people totally have your back and this project has a community that's amazing, right? They're like, yeah, you're right. Okay, right? But then, it flips around, Yoshi had some FUD, this week. And M Blue's like, yeah, we need to start banning motherfuckers. I'm paraphrasing because he's way nicer than me. He's like, we might have to do that. And you do. And again, it's to protect the rest of the community and your own freaking sanity, right? Like, this is all we do. My dog's mad about it now, too. What's going on there, Rode?
Trigger the dog now as well.
Hey, guys. Sorry, Dwayne, go ahead.
I'll just say it's a measure of success of a community that people are actually passionate enough about it to speak about it in the channels, even if what they're saying makes them sound like a complete nut and knob. Absolutely passionate about it to actually put their opinion out there. Because if it wasn't something they're invested in, they wouldn't be speaking about it.
That's a really nice way to put it. Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'm all for what TC is saying, right? The best thing I ever did in my personal growth was to remove all negative people from my life. That's not saying maybe you won't give them a second chance 10, 20, 3, 4, 5 decades down the road, but I'm down with it. And like to Corey's credit, if we did port to Discord fully with Yoshi drops, I'd be okay with it. If we did it with Telegram, I kind of feel bad because our Telegram community is awesome. So basically, I would just ban 50% of the people in there every day, and I would only keep the people that wanted to come in and hang out and have fun. And it's what I didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, you weren't in the top 50% that was having fun. You were in the bottom 49. You get banned.
Compete against each other to get the top 50.
Right. Make this exciting. Dance, monkey, dance. I'm just kidding. But I do think there is merit to good Telegram channels. But like Sammy was saying, like Dwayne and Corey were saying, they do tend to get toxic really fast. But I think we're really blessed in the Uplift community Telegram, and I think for the most part, Sammy, you are as well. In a lot of your channels, 5 days of FUD a year, I can turn it off and let nicer people deal with it. As sad as that sounds, but yeah, please come back, keep us an update on what's happening with this Nova rally. Also, you've got the calendar link now. We've put some calendar links out there. So schedule this stuff in any time, because what I was going to say before, Corey went on his wonderful, beautiful rant, and I mean that. I'm not throwing shade at all, because one of my favorite things is renting, and my second favorite thing is letting other people rent, because that just fucking makes life awesome. You guys have got a community that's backing so much stuff, and you guys are doing so much stuff. The Uplift builds that you guys are doing is amazing. You're working over on the Cyprus Olive Land project, which is amazing. Now you've got the Nova Rally. I mean, you guys have got a community behind you in multiple ways doing multiple things. So make sure that you come back here as often as you can. Sammy, keep us updated. Dwayne, really looking forward to this fireworks extravaganza that's going off. Shoot us a link, because if I'm awake, I'd love to jump on here with you and maybe even live stream it or cover it or do something really fun. That might be quite interesting as well. I'll hold you to that, Jimmy. Yeah, definitely hit me up. That's all from me. Corey and I got to run because we got a meeting coming up soon. But thank you, both of you, for doing what you do with the communities and just being awesome.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having us. Sammy, great to be on stream with you as well. Looking forward to it.
Nova Rally.
Always a pleasure. Never
looking amazing, mate. I'll buy some more characters now because I can't wait to burn them.
Right? Yeah, Sammy, hit me up. Let's get you that Nova Rally plot into Thune so we can get that.
Yeah, we need to get some racing on there, and the that shrine. Oh, the shrine's gonna be sick.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, see you later.
Take care, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Later.
Ciao. Blam.